from the Detroit Free Press in the heart of the Motor City. It's Tuesday, April 21st. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bush's.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kerry Jr. The Michigan Health Department reports 576 new cases of the coronavirus and 77 new deaths. In total, there are 32,000 COVID-19 cases and about 2,500 deaths statewide. On Sunday, a 5-year-old girl died of COVID-19. According to the State Health Department, Skylar Herbert of Detroit is the youngest person to die of the disease. Skylar was diagnosed with the coronavirus in March. She then developed a rare form of meningitis and was placed on a ventilator. After 2 weeks, her health showed little sign of improvement. The decision was made to take her off the ventilator. Skylar's parents are first responders in Detroit. Her mother is a police officer and her father a firefighter. Both have been on the front lines of this crisis, and they say they're hoping for a cure so no family experiences what they endured. Skylar Herbert's death is a reality for many Black families because of the pandemic. According to Michigan statistics, Black Americans are about 14% of the population, but make up 40% of COVID-19 deaths. Governor Gretchen Whitmer announced in a press release Monday an executive order to address the disparity. Whitmer created the Michigan Coronavirus Task Force to investigate the causes of racial disparities in COVID-19 deaths and suggest ways to combat those disparities. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist will lead the task force. He says the data reveals a problem much bigger than the pandemic.
And the data and information is very clear. There is a specific and severe racial disparity that we need to address. When communities have been impacted by racial disparities for generations, this means it is a systemic problem. And the systemic problem requires a systemic solution.
The task force will consist of 25 health, research, and community professionals. The group will work until 9 months after the declared state of emergency and disaster ends. The city of Detroit is providing coronavirus testing without a prescription. Starting Monday, essential workers and city employees can get tested at the state fairgrounds in Detroit. Mayor Mike Duggan says the fairgrounds has capacity to test 1,300 people a day.
For the first time, we are testing without a prescription. It's only being done right now in the city of Detroit because we have the testing capacity. I've spent a good part of the day on the phone negotiating for more testing capacity.
Mayor Duggan says Detroit employers must call to arrange times for workers to get tested. Detroiters presenting symptoms are still priority. The pandemic is affecting more than the health of the population. Now it's affecting the local electoral process. A federal judge on Monday delayed the deadline for candidates to submit petitions for the Michigan ballot. The deadline, originally set for Tuesday, has been pushed back to May 8th. U.S. District Judge Terrence Berg says candidates only need half the usual number of signatures, and signatures collected through email are accepted. A second field hospital site in southeast Michigan is putting together final touches. The Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi is being fitted with 250 beds. Esther Johnson is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineer project manager for the site. She says the facility won't be housing patients with severe symptoms.
So the intention here at this site is not that you would have patients on ventilators, but you'd have patients that are kind of coming into recovery and need a medium level of care and oversight.
The hospital is expected to begin taking patients later this week. That's the latest. For more information about COVID-19 in Michigan, visit www.freep.com.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Michigan is seeking to pinpoint who might have coronavirus by following trails of physical interactions. The technique is called contact tracing. It calls folks one by one to let them know they might have been exposed. To help, the health department has enlisted hundreds of medical professionals and everyday Michiganders to make the calls and help identify patterns and hotspots. But the state also has been running into a problem and some criticism. Many of the people the contact tracers are trying to reach simply aren't answering calls because they're from numbers they're unfamiliar with. Part of what the state is up against is a proliferation of COVID scams. Moreover, at least one local politician is calling the effort a big data ploy to collect personal information. Livingston County Commissioner Wes Nakagiri, a Republican, said the state's contact tracing effort is using a firm that elects Democrats. It's collecting confidential medical information and sharing it for political gain. However, a Howell radio station is reporting that a state health department spokesman said the organization the commissioner mentioned was among those being considered for the task, but it was his understanding that the group is no longer in contention for the work.
This is Marlo Alter with the Detroit Free Press Sports Department. Yannick Ngakoue doesn't want to be a Jacksonville Jaguar anymore. But would the 2017 Pro Bowl defensive end be a fit on the Detroit Lions? The Jaguars placed the franchise tag on Ngakoue in March, and he's been publicly begging the team to trade him since. He became more aggressive Monday, getting into a spat with the owner's son on Twitter. The 25-year-old Ngakoue is a big-time playmaker with 37.5 sacks in 4 seasons, and his 14 forced fumbles are the 4th most in the league over that time. He's durable, missing only 1 game, and fits a huge need for the pass-rushing starved Lions. Detroit has the trade ammunition to make a deal if they desire, owning the 3rd pick in the 2nd round as well as 2 third-round picks. Jacksonville reportedly wants a first-rounder, but that price tag may drop with Thursday's first round acting as incentive to move on. The catch is the Lions would have to pay Ngakoue around $20 million annually, which would make him the 4th highest paid edge rusher in the NFL, just above the Lions' Trey Flowers, whom they are paying $18 million to per year. And Lions coach Matt Patricia hasn't exactly gotten along with strong personalities in the locker room, trading away Golden Tate, Quandre Diggs, and Darius Slay. Ngakoue tweeting in an owner's son to, quote, "stop hiding," probably doesn't fit Patricia's vision. But if the Lions came away with Ngakoue, they'd be a huge draft winner.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer. See you tomorrow.